At ang susunod nating reklamo, mano-nosebleed tayo. Anyway, nandiyan naman si Odette. Sakaling mano-nosebleed ako, sasaluhin tayo. Di ba, Odette? Sherry, pakikwento muna. Ano ba itong reklamo ni Sir?
Isang Australiano po ang nais pong humingi ng tulong sa inyo. Siya po si Jason Stewart, 51 years old, at iniwan po siya ng kanyang asawa na si Annabelle Stewart at sumama daw po ito sa ibang lalaki. Idol, bit-bit daw po ang mga anak nila.
Sir Jason, where is your wife? Where's Annabelle?
With the boyfriend and the children.
What happened to the both of you?
Obviously, sir, it's complicated. I try and keep it short. But I was in Qatar for 3 months during the American and Iranian bombing. So my life was in danger, and that's why I got stuck there for 3 months. When I come home, Kuya from Monyus, Nueva Ecija, at my house when I get home.
Okay.
Which we banned him from our house. We got him out of our house because of police records and this. So I was very surprised when I get home that he was at my house. So when I get home from Qatar, I was sending 100,000 pesos per week. I'm an international specialist in engineering. So I build your NAIA, your NLEX and Kepatex, all the big posts that go underground and come out.
Wow.
I am the engineer in charge of this.
Okay.
And, I hate to sound like a Sir Ulu, but I get paid a lot of money because my responsibility is for 200, 300, 1,000 men and women, engineers and everyone, for their safety. We drill up to 150 meters underground. Everything is very important. And so I have that responsibility. And that's why I get paid big dollars. So I work in the Caribbean, America, Australia, all around the world. I send everything to my wife and my children.
But those projects that you mentioned, they are mega projects here in the Philippines, like NAIA, NLEX. It was your company who built it?
When I was in the Philippines, I was actually in New Zealand for the earthquake relief. And my wife will say that, oh, you don't have much jobs, you're never employed, but I'm a consultant, so I get employed for specialist contracts. So the earthquake, New Zealand, I was there for 6 months, and I was sending home 80,000 pesos every week. Yeah? And then we had our first child. My contacts got me into Bawa in the Philippines. So I come to the Philippines. We're living at MOA, at the Sea Residence for 3 years. Yeah? Then I was getting paid 300,000 pesos per month, goes into our bank account. And then from there, the economic downturn, I did not have too many contracts. So I did not work for 6 months, but then I went to Australia and I built a shipping terminal for international shipping. So for 6 months, and then I was sending home 80,000 pesos per week. And then in Qatar, I was working for the Prince of Qatar. I was sending home 100,000 pesos per week to my wife.
I'm really amazed by all these projects that you mentioned to me. They're really big, huge, mega projects. And it sounds to me that you're a very important person with a very important job, and you've done a lot here in the Philippines. And I appreciate that. Now, my question to you, when did you marry Annabelle?
I met Annabelle in the mines in Australia. I was a construction manager. I was the big boss of a 6 billion Australian dollar mine for iron ore. And Auntie Anna was the boss for hospitality. So she was an international chef. I was an international engineering project manager.
When was this?
2012. She was a senior chef for the mines. So her job was to control the chefs, the cooking, and facilitating 24 hours for cooking for the men and women.
And she has 2 children by you?
Yes, but she has 2 children by someone else.
Oh, by someone else. All right. So what can we do for you now, Mr. Stewart, sir?
Well, I have not seen my children since the 29th of last month. I know she's having an affair.
Okay.
And I can send you, I have video evidence and statements from all the madams and kuyas, like the nanny and the workers, seeing them kissing, sleeping together and all this. I can show you this. I can send that to you if you give me your email.
Now, these 2, the 3 years old and 5 years old, they're not your biological children, but whose last name are they using?
They're adopted.
They're adopted. Okay. And what is it that you want to show us, sir? You want to show us some documents?
If you give me, ask your staff to give me your email address, I will scan and send you all the evidence I have, yeah, to prove what I'm saying is true.
Annabelle. Good afternoon. Okay, Ma'am, on the other line is Mr. Stewart, and he is filing a complaint against you, and he's looking for you, as a matter of fact. And where are you at right now?
I know that.
You know this?
I didn't blather him.
You didn't blatter him. What do you mean you didn't blatter him?
Blather him. I said I want to talk to him. And so they have barangay home. 8 times never turned out.
Why did you mention barangay?
Because I went to the police station. He kicked me out. The first one sent the
He kicked you out.
I got all evidence. My security guard, I got the report twice.
Okay. And what is the reason why he kicked you out?
Number one, he's alcoholic. After he's drunk, he keeps chasing me that I got a boyfriend. I said, I'm going back to work. I said, oh, you're going to your ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
That's why he just asking. And when I left the door, I'm talking to someone in my in other bedroom. He said, I'm talking to someone that's like a
Phone
bedroom. Yes.
Okay.
He's choosing me. I have a boyfriend.
But do you have a boyfriend?
No. If I have a boyfriend long time ago, if I want to.
Okay.
Now I'm 50 years old today.
Okay.
Why I need a boyfriend? I already have a husband. They got Siraulu husband.
Why is he accusing you of having a boyfriend if it's not true?
Because when I was locking into my bedroom, not my bedroom, I was in the other bedroom. I took it because my kids are running around is too noisy. I'm talking to one of my colleagues at work. They're going back to work.
Okay.
He said to me, oh, why you didn't lock the door? You got a boyfriend. You're having a phone. I said, what? And after that, they keep jealousy.
Oh, it started with a joke made by your friend. He took it as a serious statement from
And
your
he
friend.
said to me, that's why you're going back to work, because you want to go see your ex-boyfriend. Keep saying that.
All right, Mr. Stewart, talk to your wife. Go ahead. She's listening.
Annabelle, in my profession, you lie, you die. Yes? Because I'm in serious engineering, in serious business. Yeah? So I can tell you categorically, yeah, 4 certain people have said to me and have given video evidence with Idol Raffy, and they put video statements with their names, their date of births, and everything else, that you and Dexter have been sleeping in my bed with my children, having sex. They've seen you at the back in my house, kissing and hugging. You have been to see residents, yeah, and stay there for 3 days, you and Dexter alone, without the children, while the nanny's looking after them. And the nanny has been very, very forthcoming for me. But the workers that are working around the house have seen you kissing passionately and hugging passionately. And I have these video statements, yeah, with their names, their date of birth, and who they are. I've gone to the police. You came round here, you ripped the CCTV cameras up here of you threatening to kill me on the phone in my house.
In my name, my house. Actually, my house.
Miss Annabelle, you reacted when he did mention about in his house. What was it all about?
It's my house, because that house under my name, the cars under my name, all the furniture or everything in the house is mine.
It's yours, but who purchased those properties and put it under your name?
My money, I work in Australia for about 22 years. I'm in a catering manager in a mining.
Catering manager, okay.
Yes, $500,000 a month.
Wow.
Before we get married, I get a house and property here in Malaysia, 3 properties, 2.5 hectares, 3 hectares before we get married,
Wow.
and 2 houses.
Wow, with that salary, 500,000
Remarried.
pesos a month, you were able to buy tons of properties?
Remarried only 8 years. I resigned my company because my hand can't work anymore. I got money from my work.
Okay, ma'am, hold on. Can you give me the rundown of the properties you did mention a while ago? The house and
Yes.
lot. What else?
Yes.
How much is the house? 3 hectares. Okay.
3 hectares. That is 2,700 per hectare. The 3 hectare.
Okay, 2 hectares.
That's
What else?
what we lost.
House and how much is the house and lot, Miss
Oh,
Annabelle?
all that is gone. I've been told that before because he's not working for how many years in
Okay.
Australia. And then when I come back to Australia 5 years ago, or nearly 6 years ago, my hand is get swollen, can't go back to work. And I got money from my work. It paid me about nearly $1 million.
$1 million?
Yes.
$1 million? Are you serious,
And the
ma'am?
best, yes.
What
And
is
the
it?
best also-
Are you a CEO? Wait, hold on.
No. Just hang on. Listen.
$1 million a month.
Early. No. When resign. Because I can't work anymore.
No, wait a minute. Mom,
My money,
$1 million a month?
no, Australian dollars. When I resigned, just listening. When I resigned, I applied my superannuation, it's called a superannuation in Australia.
Okay. Hold on.
Just as we call that in here. 31 million when I bring home.
So you get paid 31 million pesos a month?
No, not a month. The reason is you think I spent 31 million in 5 years. So I bought the pallet buying station. I bought the truck.
Okay.
And he worked in Philippines.
Okay, so you have a buying station, you have a truck, you have a house and lot, you have 3 hectares, all from that 500,000 pesos a month, and then later on you said $1 million. Mr. Stewart, would you like to react to all those things that she said?
I love my wife to death. Yeah, she's a beautiful woman. Yeah?
Okay.
I try not to cry, but in 2014, Auntie Anna was overwhelmed with work and she lost the use of her hands. And for 1 year, I cared for her and looked after her and fought legally with the doctors, the lawyers. I drove her to the psychiatrists and the doctors and cared for her to get her rehabilitated, yeah? And I got her a payout of, and I'll be honest, yeah? The first one was 80,000 Australian dollars, and then I got a payout for her, which I had to fight every day to get her a payout of 500,000 Australian dollars. So I'm in Qatar for 3 months, 12 minutes to midnight on New Year's Eve, everything go wrong. I lose 57 ton under the sea level, and the 25 millimeter hoses try and rip my head off and lose my life. And I could not contact my wife for 3 days. My nanny tell me, oh no, Annabelle and Dexter are in Kasai, sleeping together. 3 days for New Year's Eve, I cannot contact my wife. And I asked, why? Bucket. And when I send you the video evidence of the nanny and the workers and what they see, you will understand up here.
Okay. Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
I said to Annabelle, why? For 3 days, you did not respond to your husband. My daughter's 3rd birthday, 2 days, no contact. Then I found out that Auntie Anna and Dexter are sleeping in an apartment together and leave the children here.
Who's Dexter, Annabelle?
My nephew.
Dexter is your nephew?
Yeah.
So that means you're sleeping with your nephew, if what Mr. Stewart is saying is true?
That's why he thinks because he's my driver too.
Okay, but sorry, Ma'am Annabella, kasi Jason said that the nannies have testified, this is on camera, in a video, where they said you and Dexter having contact.
Can I hear the video or can I see the video?
Let me make a statement, yes? Any video evidence is given to you, Kuya, yeah? In private and confidential, yeah? Because Auntie Annabelle on Nui 3 weeks ago came round with a knife and threatened me with a knife. So everyone is scared.
Mr. Stewart, I want to be fair here. So you have a clip wherein the nanny and some of the workers were saying that in fact Dexter and your wife are having a relationship and they were caught having a sexual contact. All right. Ma'am, meron daw po ma'am, may video raw.
Can I hear the video? Can I hear the video?
Right.
Or
Okay.
I can
Mr.
see
Stewart,
it?
can you share us the video?
That's for legal reasons. I guaranteed the people that did the video that you would protect their identity.
Yes,
and their
yes, I would.
confidentiality for legal purposes because they're scared for their lives.
I understand. Because right now, until such time that you would produce that video, it will be considered as hearsay. Okay, it will be hearsay.
Give me your email, I'll send it to you.
Okay, let me consult a lawyer about that. Okay, Attorney Garrett, Now, Mr. Stewart said that there is a video wherein the workers and the nanny were testifying that, in fact, Mrs. Stewart and this guy Dexter are having an affair. Would that be admissible in court?
Yes, sir. Video evidence is admissible in court as long as the person in the video can authenticate it, that what he says there is indeed true.
Okay.
And that he did not execute it under duress.
Okay.
That means that they need to say that Annabelle nor Jason coerced them to produce the video.
So it was done voluntarily?
It was done under their own free will.
Okay.
And that what they said there was true. But they need to testify before the court in order to make that evidence admissible.
Okay, all right. But it is admissible in court. All right. So, yeah, Mr. Stewart, that would be admissible in court if you would proceed in filing a case against Mrs. Stewart or Annabelle.
So I have no problem with my wife having an affair. What I'm worried about is my children, my 3-year-old and my 5-year-old children,
Okay.
in a house where the 24-year-old boyfriend, when he gets lasing,
So Dexter is 24 years old?
yeah, 24 years. Auntie Anna turned 51 today. Happy birthday, darling.
Does it include having Mr. Stewart, like, boom boom, something like that?
The photograph that I can send you 3 years ago is Dexter and Annabelle, and everyone said, "Oh my God, they're like husband and wife."
Hold on, this is your former nanny. Okay, Miss Lorena, ano po yung mga nalalaman nyo, nakikita nyo noong mga panahon na si Mr. Stewart ay wala at si Mrs. Stewart ay nandyan at meron kasi mga sabi-sabi na meron daw tong karelasyon na ibang lalaki?
Simula po nung tumira po ako sa kanila, dumating siya, yung lalaki na nagkangalang Dexter.
Aha.
Hindi pa po siya sa bahay nakatira, nagkakausap na sila lagi.
Okay.
Pero hindi ko na pinapansin. So, nakita po nung after New Year, nung dumating dyan sa bahay nila sa Lancaster. Ang sinabi niya lang po sa akin is, kaya daw siya naging close dun sa lalaki na yon dahil wala raw siyang kapatid na lalaki. Yan ang sinabi niya sa akin. Pero po, nakikinig lang ho ako. Wala ho akong iniisip na ano man na masama sa kanila. Kanaulan po na tumagal ako sa kanila na nagsasama po kami kasi si Mr. Jackson wala ho dyan sa bahay sa Lancaster eh. Nagtataka ako kung kamag-anak ngayon, bakit iba yung trato ng asawa ni Mr. Jackson?
Pero ano napapansin niyo po sa pamagitan ni Dexter sa Ma'am Annabelle?
One time, nagtatalo sila, binato yung cellphone. Nagtataka ako, bakit doon natutulog sa kwarto ng mag-asawa? Magkasama sila. Gabi-gabi ho, yung ganun. Pero nagsawalang kibo po ako dahil siyempre, hindi po ako naniniwala. Ang sa akin, parang suspitsa ko lang yun. Nung umuwi na ho ako, kasi ang sabi niya, lahat kayo uwi. Kasi may pangyayari daw na hindi maganda. Ngayon, nung umuwi ako sa Palawan, bakit ako lang umuwi? Bakit yung tatlo nandyan pa din, tsaka yung lalaki? Tsaka yung hinatid ako nung pinsan niya sa airport, bakit naiwan lang silang dalawa?
Si Dexter at saka itong si Ma'am Annabelle.
Kaduda-duda ho yun. Tsaka one time mo, nakita ko sila na magtatabi sa isang kwarto. Pero hindi mo ako nag-isip noon. Wala akong iniisip. Ang sabi kasi, kamag-anak niya, pamangkin. Pero kung pamangkin, bakit ganun? Iba yung trato nila. Husband and wife ang tratuhan nila.
Bakit matutulog nga sa isang kwarto kung sila
Hindi ko nga po
magkahit?
alam. Dahil hindi naman po ako nagtatanong. Siyempre, katulong lang po ako. Amo po siya. Sa akin, suspect lang po. Pero, nung time
So ma'am, sorry ma'am. In short, hindi mo talaga nakita actual na itong si Ma'am Annabelle at saka si Dexter. However, nakikita mo na silang dalawa ay nasa loob ng kwarto. At nagtataka ka bakit si Annabelle at sinasabi niyang pamangkin niya ay natutulog sa isang kwarto.
Opo, parehas po silang nakainom at lasing.
Parehong lasing. At nag-aaway pa kung minsan, nagpapatuwa ng cellphone.
Opo, at hindi lang po yun. Hindi lang po isang beses na nakita ko, pero in-ignore ko po yun.
Mga ilang beses po ma'am, approximately, sa tansya niyo?
Maraming beses din po, kasi siyempre sa taas sila natutulong. So, kita po, pero hinayaan ko lang. Kasi sa akin, hindi ko iniisip na ganun nga sila. Pero iba talaga yung kilot nila. Parang mag-asawa sila.
Mr. Stewart, she said she saw with her own eyes several times that your wife and Dexter were sleeping inside your bedroom. And on top of that, she saw your wife and Dexter in several occasions quarreling. It's like a lover's quarrel.
Oh,
I just made it short. Jason, would you like to respond to that?
So under Section 333 of the Philippine Code, all you need is to see two people sleeping in the same bed or in the same pajamas. That is adultery. I do not care for Dexter and Annabelle. This has been going on for 3 years. They've stolen all my money. They've taken everything from me. He's got motorbike, this. All I care about is the welfare of my children.
You have to file a case first against her in order for her to be pressured and be obliged to surrender your children back to you under your custody.
She will not let me speak to my children. I have not spoken to my children since the 29th of last month. I cannot see my children. I don't know where they're living. I don't know where they are. The barangay captain said they're sleeping on the floor on a mattress, no furniture, no aircon, nothing. This is why I ring you. I have my private attorney, but he said, 2 years. I go, I go. The police say can't do anything. The barangay captain knows where they live, can't do anything. Where are my children? How can I protect my children? What can I do? I'm a papa. I'm a dad. I work my ass off to protect my children. I do everything to protect my children.
Annabelle, hindi ka na konsensya dito, ma'am. Hindi niya anak yung dalawang bata. And yet, mas concerned pa siya sa mga bata kaysa sa'yo.
Sir Raffy, pakinggan niyo ako. Hindi lang yung gusto niya ang nasusunod. Kasi siya, kahit saan kayo magtanong sa area namin, sa security guard, siya yung laging may problema na nagwawala doon. Ngayon, nung unang araw na pinalayas niya ako,
Opo, ma'am.
yes, minumura po kami niyan, dinuduro-duro ako, every night na po bang gano'n, ang gagawin
Hold on, ma'am. Then, balik tayo sa katulong. Miss Lorena, totoo ba yung sinasabi ni Ma'am Annabelle mo? Dati mong amo na luminit ng barumbadro itong si Australiano at dinuduro-duro lang daw siya, pinapalaya siya and all. Meron ka ba napansin na gano'n, na abusado itong si Mr. Stewart?
Sa totoo lang po, mabait po si Mr. Stewart. Wala akong masabi dyan.
So hindi totoo itong mga
Tapos
pinagbibinta.
natural lang po siguro magganyan yung asawa niya kasi siyempre po nakita yung lalaki doon sa pamamahay. Kahit sino po.
So wala ka nakita na pang-abuso o ginagawang pananakit, pagwawala nitong si Mr. Stewart nung nandoon ka pa? Pananakit lalo na kay Annabelle, wala?
Nung nandun po ako sa kanila, wala po.
Madam, ma'am.
Yung Lorena na yan, pinalayan po yan ng kanyang doon sa katapat namin. Nakatapos po yan siya ng ilang linggo. Nangutang po yan ng pera sa akin. Ngayon, sabi niya, nangungutang na naman kasi na-lockdown dito sa Naik. Wala siyang pera. Kasi sabi ko, wala akong pera at ninakaw ang pera doon sa bangko namin, Kako. Ngayon, blinak na niya nga ako. Itong, gusto niya ibigay ko yung number nung kanyang bolot na pinalaya siya dahil sa nagagawan niya.
Sige po.
Binan nga po siya. Ako lang nag-ayos.
So ma'am, ang gusto kasi mangyari pala ni Mr. Stewart is magkaroon naman siyang karapatan doon sa mga anak nyo.
Sir Raffy, dito sa DSWD, dito sa barangay, sabi ko sa kanila, hinihiram po yung anak namin. Sabi ko, 2 nights, 2 days. Ano po bang gagawin? Sabi ko po, ma'am, i-settle mo na itong unang yung problema. Sabi niya na raw, tapos i-settle natin sa mga bata. Yun po ang sabi sa akin. Hindi ko na po pinipigilan na ibalik po yung mga anak namin. Anak po namin yan. Sir Raffy, hindi po kasi siya sumisito sa mga usapin para magkaliwanagan kung ano yung gusto niya, kung ano yung gusto ko.
Okay, yung ganito ma'am, para mag-shortcut na tayo ma'am. So pumapayag ka na yung mga bata ipapahiram mo kay Mr. Stewart?
Anytime po, Sir Raffy.
Alright. So pwede natin gawin yan, yung pag-uusap na yan sa barangay, kami po mamagitan sa kasi DSWD.
Opo. Anytime po.
Alright, sandali po mama. Mr. Stewart, okay, this is what's gonna happen. My staff will accompany you and Miss Annabelle in the barangay. We will write up an agreement. In that agreement, it will give you the right for visitation for your children or your children staying with you for a certain number of days.
Koya, what I want is, I cannot stop Ma'am Annabelle having her affair.
Why? Why can't you not stop her having an affair? Just file a case and it will stop.
Love is love, Koya. What I can stop is my children seeing this wrongdoing at the age of 3 and 5 years of age, is seeing this going on. And that's my problem, Kuya. My problem is not to put Auntie Anna and Dexter in jail under Section 333 of the law for adultery, especially when he knows that I'm married to Auntie Anna. This is not my quest. My quest is to get my children out of that situation.
Attorney got it. For me, I want the children to be taken out of Annabelle's custody and transferred to Mr. Stewart. Now, is it possible using, the case of adultery so that the government can take the children away from Annabelle and transfer the custody to Mr. Stewart?
Yes, sir.
Is that possible?
Yes, absolutely. As legal technique dictates, we can use the conviction for the case of adultery to justify the termination of custody, which is now belonging to Annabelle, so that the children will be transferred to the custody of Mr. Stewart. Since we have strong evidence of somebody willing to testify who saw them sleeping in one bedroom in multiple times, there's almost a moral certainty that they did have carnal knowledge with each other. Therefore, the conviction for adultery will come real quick. And after that, the transfer of custody will come as a matter of course.
Did you hear that, Mr. Stewart? If you will file a case of adultery against Annabelle and it will be proven in court, and it will be proven because you have overwhelming pieces of evidence and witnesses, then the children will be taken out of Annabelle's custody and will be transferred to you. Hello, Miss Cruz.
Yes po, yes po.
This is the situation. Annabelle, as per Jason Stewart and some witnesses, Annabelle is having a relationship with another guy. Annabelle and Stewart, they're both married to each other. But Annabelle is committing adultery, and there are witnesses that would prove that. So what will be the reaction, or what will be the course of action as far as the DSWD is concerned? The two children is with Annabelle, and Mr. Stewart would like to have custody of the children, or at least borrow the children, or have some rights for visitation rights, or at least the children staying with him for a few days. But as far as I'm concerned, for me, I wanted Mr. Stewart to file a case against Annabelle so that the children's custody will be transferred to him. But I would like to hear your opinion about this.
So I think that it's better if we can talk to the complainant.
Okay, that's what I thought. So we will bring Mr. Stewart in your office.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Well,
We have protective unit
Alright.
that will handle that kind of case.
okay, very good, very well. You can make a decision as to who.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir. So
Who has the right for the children?
We can do the counseling. We can talk all about what are the concerns,
Okay.
complaints, to
okay,
settle everything in one room so that we can fix them.
okay. So we'll come by your office probably before the end of this week. Is that okay, Ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes,
We'll see you
sir.
then.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, thank you so
Yes,
much.
sir. No,
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right.